I submitted during periods, and I'm somebody who skips gym when I have a period. But I went on a 13-hour long trek without any problem. So we women are really superhumans, we just don't know it. So the Khumbu ice fall was really hard for me, and like you have to be technically very proficient to cross the Khumbu. It's physically very taxing, but it's enjoyable as well. That was one hard moment. The next thing was after Camp 3, all the way to summit, it's steep slopes. Your body is constantly under stress and less oxygen. So this makes it very hard. The third thing is, as a lady, periods, they come in the very wrong times. So when I was going for my summit push, I had periods and it was very unexpected, and I didn't have a pad. No, none of the ladies had any sanitary napkins, so I decided to just go without anything. So the lesson I learned from this is, when I came back, I submitted during periods, and I'm somebody who skips gym when I have a period, but I went on a 13-hour long trek without any problem. So we women are really superhumans, we just don't know it. We can do it when we are faced with that tough situation. The other hard part was, I had seen so many videos of the dead bodies being pulled and dead bodies on Everest. So I thought that when I reach there, I'm not going to be feeling very scared, because I'm already desensitized. But that's not it. When we actually see the body in front of our eyes, it's just like us, they had the same dreams, they had the same hopes, they also wished to go back home, but here they are lying like forever etched in history on top of Everest. So it shakes you to the core. This was one of the hard moments for me. My daughter should have no excuse to not do anything, I came till here for her. So the first thing I did was I recorded a message for her. This is all the way from the top of the world. This is for you. This is like nothing is impossible. And I love you from the top of the world. So I told her that. When I reached the summit, it was after a long wait. So we had a lot of traffic. And by the time we were reaching the summit, a lot of people had turned back just below the summit because they were so exhausted and they couldn't move even one step. So we could see that. Some of the people had their oxygen's exhausted, so they had to return. We could see that. So each step we are taking to the summit, we can see a lot of people going back. And then we see the dead bodies on the way. So these things really affect you to the core, and it's really hard to keep that determination going. Okay, but the summit is just there. Finally, after 14 hours of trekking, after reaching the summit, the feeling is like undescribable, because you have achieved what you came here for. So I had my strong reason was that I need to tell my daughter that nothing is impossible. So that was the first thing that came to my mind, that, okay, now my daughter should have no excuse to not do anything, I came till here for her. So the first thing I did was I recorded a message for her. This is all the way from the top of the world. This is for you. This is like nothing is impossible. And I love you from the top of the world. So I told her that. I had tears in my eyes because I couldn't believe what I have achieved. And then the view there was out of this world. I cannot really explain it. There was clouds and top of all the high mountains, like the peaks of all the high mountains we could see around us. I was just taking in the moment. That's it. And the next big thing was that I had to come down safe. Like, all this was done and dusted, but now I have to go back down, and all the accidents happened while going back down. So that was going in my mind, like as a loop, that I need to get back safely. As a woman, there is a general myth that they are weaker physically than men. But I don't agree, because when we reached the next camp, we would see the men in our team actually lying down dead in the camp, and they're like hyperventilating and everything. But the women that were with us, they were so strong. They were walking around. They were not tired. They were doing reels, dance reels on top of it at altitude. So we had really strong women in our team. So I feel that women are physically and mentally very strong when they're faced with the situation, I don't think any woman needs permission from any man to attain their dreams or Everest or anything of the sort. When I decided to go for Everest, that was back in 2021, December. The first thing I did was to get ready physically. I had to hire a trainer because Everest is something that you cannot just do in a year or overnight. You have to train yourself very well before going. I had put in my mind like at least 2 to 3 years of training, and then I'll be ready for Everest. But it didn't work out as I wanted. 2025 is when I was finally able to book my trip with a very good company. So when you're selecting a company, you cannot do Everest on your own. You have to go through a provider. So I try to choose the best outfitters to go for this expedition because it's very risky in terms of your life, and it's financially very draining as well because this is an expensive hobby or an expensive trip. I did my research. There were a lot of Nepali companies and Western companies that were offering these services. I chose to go with Elite Expert because of their limited number of clients. They choose only 10 to 15 clients each expedition, and they give us personally. They treat us very well. They review our strengths and weaknesses, and they work on it and make it the most safest possible. Like they have their motto, no man left behind. So this was very reassuring for me. And the guides, all of our guides are IFMGA certified, which means they are internationally trained. So I chose this expedition. I chose Elite Expert for this expedition. And they do all the paperwork and getting the permits. Like we have to pay $15,000 to the Nepal government as a permit. So all of this is handled by them. This is included in our expedition fees. So it's physical training, mental preparation, and choosing the best expedition outfitters possible, because your life is in their hands once you leave your home. In this 45 to 55 days that we are there, about 10 days, we don't have any connection to the outer world, because when we are going for our rotation and when we are going for a summit push, we don't have internet. So we are just on our own. At these times, you tend to actually think, you start to question your sanity, basically. Like, why am I here? Why am I torturing myself? So normally at other times you are just distracted with reels and stuff. But this few days that you don't have any internet, you just have your mobile phone, and you're just focusing on your breathing and your next day, how it's going to be. It's something very different when you're cut off from your family. Like, you know that there are so many things happening back at home, but you don't have any access to tell them, okay, do this, do that, because I was doing that the whole time. And it was really hard for me to hold back when I didn't have the internet. So after I came back from Everest, I got so many personal messages from women, especially women and youngsters who wants to do, like, who has big dreams, and they're like, we are so inspired by what you did, and we want to do something big like this. So hearing that, it made me really happy. My message to you all is that my message to all the youngsters and every woman who has a dream in front of them is, your dreams are valid, and dare to dream big, because only you know the value of that dream. You don't have to, convince everybody around you about your dream. If you can believe in yourself and in your dream, and if you can stand strong in your purpose for that dream, you can achieve it, no matter how impossible it seems to everybody. Not everybody can come on board of onto your dream, because they don't understand the value of it. Like, their priorities and your priorities may not be the same. So dream big, work behind the scenes. You don't have to let everybody know what you're doing. Work behind the scenes, because sometimes that gives you more power. And find a support system. It can be your friend, your sibling, your parents, somebody. But if you have a support system, they will help you to keep moving at times when you want to give up. That's very important from my personal experience.